This was the scene high above Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida today. The deadly high school massacre may now fuel debate about whether or not the time has come to arm teachers.
Soon after the shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida that left 17 dead, President Trump suggested he was in favor of the federal government helping local schools train and arm their teachers. According to the Giffords Law Center, 40 states have laws preventing individuals from concealed carrying guns on K-12 school campuses. Within those 40, though, there are states like Washington State with exceptions for staff on campus who go through training programs.
So I came here to Toppenish, Washington. It's a town about 3 hours southeast of Seattle, and it has a population of 9,000 people. 4 years ago, the superintendent and the school district made a decision to train administrators to carry firearms in all the schools in Toppenish School District.
After the shooting in Sandy Hook, I met with my board chair at that time, and then I asked my board chair if there's a possibility I could arm my people.
So Superintendent Cerna created a concealed carry program in the school district.
In August of 2014, we started carrying. And I hired a private agency to train my people. The first training we had like 14 people trained. It took about 6 months. So it was off and on. It was a minimum of 40 hours of training. And I still think we probably spent more like 60 or 80 hours.
4 years later, Toppenish School District has 19 armed administrators, or about 60% of the administrative staff. Everyone in the program has to train twice a month, and they have to renew their certification every year.
We're on the range or in the classroom. We also have trainings where we have an active shooter maybe in one of the buildings, and then so everybody is assigned to different positions. The minimum of 3 people armed in every building. So that makes a huge difference when you're not by yourself.
Cerna and the school board are not considering training teachers to have firearms right now. But armed administrators are not the only steps they are taking.
It's one of our systems we have in place. Ivan, buzz in.
Who is it?
This is your boss.
Somebody?
But wait, there's more.
All of our teachers have them, a Little League baseball bat, in case you have to use it to protect yourself. We'll have our trainer with his protection. He walks through the door, and our teachers, bam, take him up, just like that.
Armed administrators, teachers with baseball bats, even bulletproof desks. Those are the steps the Toppenish School District has taken to try to make its schools safer. But I had to ask, how effective really is this? So I went to go talk to Chelsea Parsons at the Center for American Progress in Washington, D.C.
There's research that suggests, in fact, the deterrent effect is somewhat minimal.
Chelsea is the vice president of Gun Violence Prevention Policy. And I asked her about the risks involved in arming educators.
Risks of accidental shootings, risks of unnecessary escalation of interpersonal conflicts because somebody is armed. And so those are the kinds of questions you have to ask when we're talking about, is the answer to our gun violence problem just adding more guns in more places?
In a recent Gallup poll, 7% of teachers mentioned arming staff as a possible way to prevent school shootings.
With respect to arming teachers, they're not trained for it, they're not prepared for it, and they shouldn't be asked to do it.
A pair of students from Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School who I talked to agree.
There are so many logistical problems, there's so many psychological problems, there are so many issues with arming teachers as a whole that while, okay, keep it on the table as an last resort, but it definitely shouldn't be anywhere near the top of consideration for changes.
Maybe not so much in Douglas, but in other places in the South, racial profiling has been an issue, and that could lead to more killings in school.
Back in Toppenish, though, high schoolers who have already been walking the halls with armed administrators feel differently.
I mean, it's a little scary, but once you think about it, if it's no one knows about it, the administrators, no one knows which administrator, so by the fact that no one knows who it is, makes it a little bit more safer, I'd say.
A lot of us, sometimes we talk about it during class and stuff, and we feel as if the administrators that have it, we don't know who they are yet. But we feel okay with whoever would have it because we trust our administrators.
Finally, I asked Superintendent Cerna if he feels like these steps are enough to keep his school district safe.
I've had people from when we first started say, I don't agree with you. I says, you don't have to agree with me. Your kids aren't in our school district. Are your kids safe where they're at? Think about that. Are they really safe? Are your kids safe in the school that they're going to? And usually the answer is, well, I think so. But I can tell you right now, in Toppenish, our kids are pretty safe. I've got grandkids. This is my grandson. I've got my son and my daughter work in the district. My daughter-in-law work in the district. So I have a lot to lose because my kids are here. I'm all ears. I'm a good listener. I would love to not have to take and wear a gun to school. But give me some other recourse. And until that happens, we're going to do what we do.